Morning, and look at that. Just look at that. Would you just look at what you're about to look at? Enjoy it, because I ain't. Well, I did a little. Maybe a little. Yeah, I had.
It's like all the keyboard corn planting people. It's ready to plant. Look at this. Yay! Watch. Plant, 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 plant. Plant my ass. If I put corn in this ground, I'd be planting again in 2.5 weeks when I should have planted in the first place. So, sorry about your luck, guys. Not planting today. Not planting tomorrow. I think I'm gonna plant sometime in May. That's generally when I plant corn in this. Road's flooded. What do you think? Should we do it?
No!
All right, let's do it. Well, let's take a look.
Let's go take a look.
And take a look. I wish somebody would come with a truck or something and we would be able to tell. I'm thinking no. And I'm also thinking that most people crossed like right there. I see they drove down there. That's too deep for that car. I'd cross it with my truck, but I've got the car, so I'm gonna have to not do that. We're on a detour, and I know where I'm at. I just don't know why. Oh, this is gonna suck.
You wanna try?
No. Do I want to try? I think we could, but if it gets up in the engine, it's gonna stall it.
That's the problem.
Well, let's see how deep it is. I wonder what the insurance company will say. Let's see, how deep is it? Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, no, that doesn't sound good.
No, this is pretty deep. No. No, back it up. No.
I can hear water in the exhaust. That's not good. It's like, Wesley, are you stupid or something? Wesley, are you stupid or something? Yeah, no, I'm not that stupid. Although I would do it with my truck. In a heartbeat.
Oh, I could go here and pick some of those, what do you call those plants?
I don't know. What, daffodils?
Yeah.
You know, I bet you could go down here with a metal detector. What, are we gonna fall off the cliff or something?
Yeah, she's worried, that's all.
That is worried. Okay, you don't get to see us drown today. Not today. It's adventures with OLF and
T.
LF.
Well, that's so pretty.
It is. It's neat. So, yeah, I've been up this road before with my father a lot of years ago. And I forget where it goes, but Headquarters Road, I didn't catch the bridge. We'll catch it on the way back. What we're actually doing is going to get the generator for the motorhome. Last summer, the motorhome generator self-destructed, and the whole time we were in Maryland and Virginia, we either plugged into someone's facility or we had the other generator, and this generator needs to be rebuilt, and he just rebuilt it, not the engine wise, but the generator itself. Oh, this car's gonna be trashed by the time we're done with this shit. So here's a bridge, one lane bridge. That's two. Oh, you need a ball? William needs a ball.
Oh, it's for the workout ball.
Yeah, it's a workout ball. So give my balls a workout. So, what? What'd you say?
What did you say?
What are you laughing about? Oh, she knows it's true. Anyway, boy, there's some beautiful country out here. I'd love to come up here and make hay, but how the hell do you get around with your equipment and with a road this is pure dirt? I mean, it's pure dirt. Oh my God, this car is going to be just a mess. We'll have to take it through that creek crossing and get it cleaned up.
No, we'll take it for a car wash. Have unlimited car wash.
Oh, she does have unlimited car scratch.
Car scratch.
Yeah, unlimited car scratch. That's right. Oh, Yeah, this is a beautiful, oh, look at that.
House. Whoa.
No, look at that glass room off of that barn.
I see.
Yeah, the house is there, the barn is over there. Maybe that's how we'll make the porch on the house.
Glass?
Oh, yeah, all glass. I'd love to make it all glass.
Yeah, just neighbor, you'd be like, ting.
Well, I think we just won't have sex in there.
What fun is that?
That's true. That's true. What fun would that be? Wouldn't be. Wow, this is nice.
This is nice.
Yeah, I remember this from when I was, with my dad.
Right.
I forget what we did. We brought the 550 up here.
Okay.
And, oh my God, it's bumpy. We brought the 550 up here, and and we were here. And it was rougher then because of the 550. And this car isn't exactly, this is a sports car, so it's kind of stiff suspension, so it's not exactly a smooth ride. It's not like a 1971 Dodge Polara land yacht my Uncle Irv had and Aunt Ella had.
Stop sign. Turn left onto Geigel Hill Road.
Geigel, that's how we pronounce it.
It's Giggles Hill. Only the newbies call it Geigels. They're retarded. It's Giggles. Giggles Hill.
Oh, she called it Geigel.
Well, she's retarded.
Good.
Alright, so, yeah. I think the guitar barn is around here someplace.
In 1.1 miles, turn left onto Durham Road.
Okay, there's a stop sign. Alright, well, we're out of the woods. There's another sheep. After cursing and swearing a little bit about the generator that I just put back in my Winnebago, it had trashed out. I want to say thanks to Wally Gunther. Gunther's generator repair out in Souderton, Pennsylvania. Awesome job, fired right up like nobody's business. Just ran perfectly. What a treat. Quiet, had no problems powering everything up, so that's done. So anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna look at the beautiful Heston baler. So these things are a pain in the ass. Cody has been working on this with Grant and Joe for the last probably week. And yeah, he has done a really good job of putting it back together again. We have everything spaced out. We got the new pieces put in there and they're spliced. He's going to do welder magic or grinder magic, make them look so that they're not even showing that they were even tore apart. And he's going to put the new tin inside so the plunger is encased in there so nobody can do this while it's going back and forth, or do this as it's going back and forth and cause a major problem. Yeah, so we're going to do an upgrade. I was talking to Dad about this, and he says, he said, this baler, it's a slow, cumbersome baler, but it bales. He says, but the major problem with it that he found was right there. He says, is there any possibility that you can buy one of those Vermeer rubber wheel sweeps to sweep it in there to keep it away from this wheel? And I says, well, yeah, sure, absolutely, 100%. I can buy those and put them on there. It's no big deal. There's plenty of metal here. If you look at that, it's 3/16 thick steel. And it is good American-made steel. So, yeah, I could very easily rig that up because the pickup on this baler is nowhere near as big as it is on the Krone. It just isn't. It's a slower pickup, and that makes a huge difference. So what I'm going to do is, when we're done with this nonsense, I'm going to be looking into that. But Cody says he's going to be done with this thing tomorrow, which would be nice if he was. I don't believe he's going to be done with it. So what happened today is pretty simple. He ran out of gas, and when he ran out of gas, that just screws the pooch right there. So I should just make him use this. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So he's got this side pretty well in until he ran out of gas and caused a whole bunch of porosity and just ferociously pissed him off. So can't get just damn. He wanted the job done tomorrow. It is Friday, or today. Today should be Saturday if everything's good. So he's pulled the cylinder off, and he's going to go tomorrow morning. This is for, is this the Star Gold? What does that say? Yeah, this is Star Gold. This is argon carbon dioxide, Star Gold. Now I have another one of these. I just bought it, and it's for doing, yeah, that's this one. It's for doing stainless steel. Which one is this? This is Helistar. Helistar. So it is argon, carbon dioxide, and helium. So I just bought that one. I paid like $300 some for it. And I can now weld stainless steel pretty confidently that I'll, got the right gas. So this one here is the Star Gold, Heli Gold over there, and we're good. So I want this out of here. This thing has got to get out of here. We're going to run a test run when it does finally dry up and they get everything back together again. This is the steel that is going to go in there. He bought a sheet, or I bought a sheet. He was down to Fazio's and picked this up, and that sheet will go in and do the tin work, and then we're going to have to spray paint it with something as close to Heston orange as possible, which I think I can have it mixed up down at Napa. They have, I think it's Williams paint down there, and they can match any color as long as they have the code. This thing, on the other hand, needs a little bit of help yet. I am not finished. I haven't really talked about it yet. Here's some of my seed corn, not all of it. This is just a small percentage of it. That's enough to do about 60 acres. But I got the new rod here, and I've got all this crap here. But I'm really, if this year's corn planting goes well, I'm actually seriously considering, if they make them, which I'm not sure they do, precision planting meters on here. They're precision planting meters, but the drives, they're electric drives. Now, I don't know if they mount there or mount someplace, but they'll all be electronic. And that would really make this corn planter a powerhouse. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be like the air seeders are, the new NTs. Those are the vacuum meter ones. It won't be as accurate as that. We will not be able to go 10 miles an hour, but we will be able to plant at 4 to 5 miles per hour with this thing the way it is, and accurately get the seed singulated, and I'll be happy. I'm only planting 200 acres, so how long is it going to take me to plant 200 acres with a 12-row corn planter? Not very damn long. So that's that. I have seed here that has to go on over in Flemington. I have some bald spots that need to be attended to, and Timothy's going to do that. So it's only a matter of time before we're ready to use the 7,000 corn planter. And I see a lot of these other farming channels that are running the new equipment, and that's great. Kudos to them. It'll work for them. I wish that I had the ability to grow that kind of corn where I could afford to buy that very expensive corn planter, but I could only afford this one. It's a few zeros less than what the new ones cost, and I do actually have the bean cups. They're up there. I know there was somebody who asked me about the bean cups, whether what the difference were or whatnot, but they're up there, and I'd sell them because I will never plant 30-inch beans ever in a million years. You couldn't pay me to do it. It's just not going to happen. So anyway, I do have to do some hose repair on this thing. There's a few that are cobbled together like this. When you see shit like this, this is what happens when you go down to, say, Tractor Supply and buy their hoses and piece them all together. I have done this in the past. Not the most fun thing to do. But this is for the markers, which they are no longer in there. They're not even hooked up, but they're electronic. You can flip them from the cab, but they're no longer hooked up, so they don't do anything. But these hoses here should be replaced because I'd rather replace them here than replace them while I'm trying to plant corn, But I'm actually really excited about planting corn. If you didn't know, I haven't planted corn since 2014. 2015 was the first year I went all to hay, and I miss corn. As stupid as that sounds, I do. I really, truly miss corn. And, yeah, that's why I'm going to plant corn. And, corn may not be the highest dollar crop, but because I'm going to have the fodder to sell, then I will definitely, most definitely, make more than enough money on the corn fodder. So that's just how it's going to be. So I'm pretty happy with that. Soybean prices should be coming up because China just bought soybeans. I don't know if they bought any corn, but they're buying soybeans because they have their Wuhan virus under control. Ours is not. Anyway, see you tomorrow.
Kiku Entertainment says, you still have the red Ford? Yeah, I didn't sell the red Ford. I got rid of the silver Ford. And he also asked, are they all your sons? No. I have 2 sons that are on the farm and 2 nephews. Cody and Grant are my nephews. Joe and Tim are my sons. Yep. Let Maine 8080 says, President Disinfectant. Well, disinfectants. I thought what he said was a little bit weird, but you got to understand, this guy's got to be damn tired. That boy is just playing with that tractor in there. He's got to be pretty tired, and you know what? Sometimes I say things that get misconstrued, and if you're dumb enough to inject Lysol, Clorox, or any other type of disinfectant into your body, you should. Gearhead asked about the Fordson tractor update, sold or sitting. Well, I have 2 actually. I've got that steel-wheeled one, well, the spoked-wheeled one that I said I was going to sell for $300. Nobody came with the money. Come with the money, take it. I don't care. It's there. The other one, the Ford Ferguson or the Fordson that I grew up with, that one will not be sold ever. Strong River Cattle. I guess you missed something back in February. Just out of curiosity, how's your grandmother doing? Well, I have 2 grandmothers, or had 2. If I'm thinking about, if you're talking about the grandmother that I think you're talking about, she is now 6 feet under. She passed away on February 12th while I was in the Philippines. And my other grandmother is in a nursing home outside of Pittsburgh. So that's sad to me, but it is what it is. Ryan McLean. It's kind of funny, Wes. When you get busy doing stuff, you stop filming and just get it done. And when other channels get busy, they have to stop and film almost everything and slow down what they're doing. Well, that's not entirely true. The other channels are getting nice, new, shiny pieces of equipment from very expensive companies or companies that are giving them very nice, new, shiny pieces of equipment. So they're not doing the things that I'm doing. If you notice on those other channels, they're not doing what I'm doing. Welkers have fixed up tractors and stuff, so that's okay. But, you know, people are getting free shit. I don't get free shit. I buy shit and I fix it. And then I make videos and you get to see what I'm doing. And when I get super uber busy, you're right. I just put the camera away or I film a little bit and I just don't have time to put it up on the channel. So it comes when I get a free moment. So there you go. Thank you, though. That's a good observation. All right, so we've got the final comment that I'm going to read today, and it is brought to you by a fellow by the name of Ron Meyer, M-E-I-E-R, Meyer, I guess is how you would say that. Mr. Ron Meyer is, you know, he needs some help. He's got some issues, and I think we need to explain to him a little bit on the importance of everything that farmers do. We don't all grow the same thing. But I'm going to read his comment, and then I'll get into that. And it's going to be a little long-winded, so you just bear with me. You ain't feeding shit no more than you are essential. You ain't... How am I going to read this? Because he doesn't know how to put a period in, end a sentence, and start. And I have that problem as well, but nowhere near as severe as this idiot. I'm going to read it as he wrote it, so... Wow. You ain't feeding shit no more than you are essentially an asshole. Go to hell. Who gives a fuck who you are? Inconvenienced by the people who eat the mushrooms that you seem to think you are so important too. Okay. All right. If you could understand that, I mean, this is like listening to, I don't know. Yeah, what was that dude's name with the swastika in front of on his head? Oh, Charles Manson. Yeah, that's about the babble that guy would do. So Ron Meyer thinks that I am unessential. Now, for his information, I have produced milk, beef, poultry, eggs, done it all. Rabbits as well. I also grow mulch hay, and I do grow some good hay that goes to dairymen, which don't think I'll be doing too much of that anymore. But the mushrooms are a direct to the table product. People enjoy them. They have good health benefits. You're not going to get fat on them. You'll lose weight on them. But they also have some really good benefits towards this pandemic that we are dealing with, they kill the coronavirus. The selenium and stuff that's in them will actually help to destroy the cell wall of the virus. And that's just proven fact. You can look at Dr. Oz on mushrooms. If you watch Dr. Oz, I don't. I just saw a quick clip of it because it was sent to me. Now, I'm going to explain how there are a few steps to get beef, pork, and poultry to the table. Step one is farmer, just like me, goes out and works his land, plants a seed, fertilizes it, harvests it. So that's step one. Everybody does that. Me and every grain producer, row crop grower out there does. Step two is you got to get it to market. Okay, so you take your grain, you put it in a hopper trailer or a dump trailer, or wagons or straight trucks, whatever you got. You take it to the elevator. I load up my flat trucks with hay, and I take it to the composting facility. Okay? So now we're at the same spot, right? So the composting facility takes that directly off of my truck, and it goes into the phase one composting, which means they add all the ingredients, and there it goes. It starts its process. Now the grain that has been sold by the row crop farmers, the grain actually has to be loaded back onto rail, ship, or truck, and sent to another facility where they process it. Okay, so it gets processed whether it's crushed, toasted, roasted, or pelletized, or turned into some form of a feed source for poultry, pork, or beef. All right, mine, after the composting process is complete, it goes directly into the barns. So that's all like one action. From the time it comes off of my truck, it goes directly into the barns after the composting is done. It takes 28 days. 28 days. So let's just say the grain coming from the elevator to the mill is the same as my hay getting taken from the composting facility into the mushroom barn where they actually grow the mushrooms. Boom, process done. My product has just entered the beginning of its life, whereas the milled corn hasn't even gotten to the animal that it's going to feed or the ethanol that it's going to produce. Because if you're producing ethanol, that's even longer before it gets to the cow or pig or chicken. So they set the spawn and my mushrooms are growing. Boom. Mushrooms, they're not my mushrooms, but the mushroom company's mushrooms are growing, all right? So there it is. Mushrooms are now growing. I'm in like 3 steps. 3 steps in. Now, when the grain from the row crop farmer actually gets to the animal, it has to be trucked from the mill to the feedlot or the small farm or poultry producers or whatever, and then it starts its final stages. Now, if it's a chicken, it will take 7 weeks, 7-8 weeks from the time that grain is through the mill into the chicken, okay? My mushrooms are already being picked and directly put into grocery stores, okay, at this point. So let's just say the chicken's life is 7 weeks long to grow the mushrooms, and we're talking 12, 15, 18 pounds of mushrooms on a square foot of space, in a 28-day process. So 28 days to compost it, 28 days to get, say, 15 to 18 pounds of mushrooms off of that square foot. And they're already in the first week of that mushroom growing, the first mushrooms are already getting to the table. So a square foot, it's about this thick inside the bed, like this, of my hay and other ingredients that are in there, are already producing mushrooms less than 2 months from the time that I got rid of it. Okay? And it will continue to produce for that whole month. When you kill a chicken, you bring it home to your family and you eat it. Done. That's it. So now that the corn and the beans and the wheat and barley and everything has been ground up and the chicken's been eating it for 7 weeks, boom, they go. And now that chicken has to go to be processed. It goes to a slaughterhouse where it is killed, plucked, gutted, prepared to get into a package. Okay, that takes a couple days, from the time they take it out of the barn to the time that they get it in the package, and that's another process. Then it goes to the grocery store, in which it has a window of time in where it can be sold as fresh or frozen. They have expiration dates. Mushrooms are pretty self-explanatory. You open the box and they look like shit. You toss them. Anyway, pork. Here's a longer process. It takes a lot longer to do. So you get a little piglet, and usually an old sow will have anywhere from 10 to 15 little piglets. A good producing sow will have between 10 and 15 piglets. So you get 10 or 15 piglets. I think you can get 4 litters of pigs in a year, maybe 3. I think 3. Is it 3? I don't even know. I think it's 3. The gestation on a pig, I think, is 90 days. Don't quote me, but I'm sure somebody will correct me. And you raise that piglet. By the time it gets to 10 months to a year old, then you're time to go to market. Now, you have consumed a whole year's worth of corn, soybeans, wheat, barley into that hog. Whereas I have already gone through 12 cycles of material through the mushroom barns directly to the table. So that pig has taken you a year to get it to the table, or not quite a year to get it to the table, and the processing, and then the packaging, and then the grocery stores, and then the preparation at your home. Whereas mushrooms, to prepare a mushroom, you open up the box, you can eat it right out of the box, you can slice it. I would suggest rinsing them, because they don't rinse them at the mushroom barns. They just go right to the table. So now you come to a cow. All right, so you get a cow, or cattle, as we would call them, beef. Beef, you're looking at 18 months for a young animal to grow it, to 18 months. So now you've got a year and a half of corn, soybeans, wheat, barley, rye, whatever you're feeding these animals, and hay. But for the most part, it's going to take you 2 years before that animal is dropped from the cow, through the whole feedlot and system, to the processing. 2 years. 2 years of growing corn, wheat, barley, whereas I have already produced 23 cycles of mushrooms off of my products that I sell. So, Ron Mayer, I'm more important than you think. There's probably more pounds of mushrooms produced and consumed in the world than there are beef, pork, and poultry in any given household. So, there you go. And mushrooms complement beef, poultry, and pork. They do. If you're cooking and you're not using mushrooms, it just gives it a heartier flavor. It gives it a little bit of a robust feel to it, and it has a nice aroma when it's cooked with the food, if you do it right. If you're an idiot like Ron Meyer, you're not going to do it right, because he just is pretty stupid, if you ask me. I mean, just that's it. So for 10 minutes, I have trashed on Ron Meyer. Thanks for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe for more. And if you like Ron Meyer, go to his comment and give him a thumbs down. There you go.